is only dark until there's light. Like the stars that shine through the night. Oh, when the clouds are gone, the rain is done, it leaves behind the warmth of sun. Reminds me everything is gonna be alright. Will be alright. Well, I'm not the first one to say, but I'm gonna sing it anyway. That's right. Oh, everything gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be fine. Everything gonna be alright. Gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Take my hand, together we will stand. And if one should fall, we'll carry on for all. And it will be alright. Be alright. Be
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. People get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to keep the diesel humming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. One love, one life. Let's get together and we'll feel alright. One love, one life. Let's get together and we'll feel alright. People get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to keep the diesels humming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All aboard. Get on board. All aboard. Get on board. All aboard. Get on board. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. One love, one life. Let's get together and we'll feel alright. One love, one life. Let's get together and we'll feel alright. One love, one life. Let's get together and we'll feel alright. One love, one life. Let's get together and we'll feel alright. Let's get together and we'll feel alright.
Good morning, Columbine. Robert, thank you so much for being here. Robert makes a trek to come to see us and share his gifts with us, so we're very appreciative. And we are, I would like to welcome you to Columbine this morning, where, centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And please stand for our first joy song.
Hey, I have a feeling we're all in the right place today. So you may have heard this song and you may not, but it's really simple. It goes like this. I love myself so much that I can love you so much. You can love you so much. You can start loving me. Let's hear that. I love myself so much. Oh, ain't it true? That I can love you so much. You can love you so much. You can start loving me. All sounds good. I'm going to have to hire a van to take everybody on the road with me. So some of us, when we were younger, they said, don't point. Don't point. It's impolite. Right now, I want you to point. So it goes like this. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Let's do that one more time. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. All right, I want you to sing and point. Here we go. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, you can start loving me. Now, some of you have already started to point at other people. Pick somebody and point. Don't think about it too much. And if you need to do 3, let's do 3. Here we go. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Change partners. Here we go. It's not hard. Just pick somebody else. And you can sing it to me if you want. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, you can start loving me. All good. So this time we're just gonna do it without even singing, just the hand gestures. Here we go. Oh, did you feel that? Ooh, one more time. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, you can love you so much, that you can start loving me.
Good morning, Columbine. Hi, Oaken. All right. All the kids can come up with me. If you can't tell, that's what we're doing. Addie, come on up. Hey, come on, so. Perfect. And Celeste and there you go. Rafa coming up. Yay. Anybody else? I think we're good. Okay. So the kids have all started school, so we've been talking a lot about that and what it means to use the 5 unity principles when we're at school and home, but especially at school, because that can be a kind of a really good thing to know about the 5 unity principles when we're at school. So we've been talking about that. We're going to do a little bit more talking about that, and today is really exciting. Hey, come on up. Jackson and Noah are here. So today we're having an ice cream social. So right after church, if all the parents want to come down and sign your kids out, or grandparents, thank you for the reminder. Hi, you can just hang with us. Hello. So the parents can come down and grandparents or whoever's picking up kids can come down and sign the kids out, and then we'll come right up here and we'll have some of the kids serving, and there's some self-serve, but we have all kinds of great ice cream thanks to Anne, and toppings, and we'd love everyone to join us. It's kind of a celebration of back to school. So that's what we are doing, and you can bless us out.
We love you.
We bless you. We appreciate you. We see the Christ you are.
How can I follow that? very easy song. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. That pretty much says it right there. I am the love. I am the love. I am the love. I am the love in this world. I am the love. I am the love. I am the love in this world. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. Oh, we can do this. I am the change, I am the change, I am the change in this world. I am the change, I am the change, I am the change in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. I am the light, one more time. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
And now we settle our bodies and settle ourselves and the energy with music, and then a prayer from our prayer chaplain, Brooke Lindquist, and a time of silent meditation.
You're welcome to sing with me, or you're welcome to sing to yourself, or you're welcome to just let it flow right over you. And I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart. There's so much love, so much beauty. There's so much love and joy. There's so much love, so much beauty. There's so much love and joy. And I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart, and I open my heart.
And as we open our hearts to the joy and the beauty, we take a deep breath in and we feel that deep sense of self-love, of gentle kindness that we have with ourselves. And we know that it's hard to love ourselves sometimes, but that we are spirit, we are one, we are divinity, and we know that we are loved by spirit, and that if we are one with spirit, then obviously we can love ourselves. And we can take that beautiful self-love and spread it around us, to our community, to our families, to our children, to our coworkers. That love spreads everywhere, and it is so powerful and beautiful, and we are so grateful. How amazing is that? That when we love ourselves, when that seed of self-love can spread throughout our entire bodies, it can make such a difference in not only our own lives, but in the lives of everyone around us. And so as we draw that into our hearts, we also draw that into all of the lives of those on our prayer list and in our prayer box, sending that love out into the universe, knowing that self-compassion, self-worth can make such a difference for all. We are so grateful to be alive, so grateful to be here in community. For all of this, we say, thank you, Spirit. And now we enter into 2 minutes of silent meditation, breathing deeply and filling our entire bodies with that love of spirit and self.
I said some words that were cruel. You said some too. Now we're locked in the conflict, me against you. Well, we can't go back, afraid to go on. So I ask this question: when things go wrong, what would love do now to ease the situation? Give me inspiration to heal somehow. What would love do now? I lose myself in the world, believing it's real. I fight my way through by thinking I forget how I feel. Well, I can't see ahead, and the past is gone. Time to ask the question that moves me along. What would love do now to ease the situation? Give me inspiration to heal somehow. What would love do now? When I feel alone, afraid, abandoned or apart, I ask myself these simple words, then look into my heart. What would love do now to heal the separation? Bring me revelation to see somehow. What would love do now to ease the situation? Give me inspiration to heal somehow. What would love do now? What would love do now?
Thank you, Robert. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our guest speaker for today. And I think there's probably a few of you sitting here who could do a much better job than I could about this. You've known her a lot longer than I have. And Reverend Jean Marie Daniel first joined Columbine in the mid-90s, and she also served as assistant minister here for 7 years. And she says that during that time, one of her treasured jobs, or what word would you use? The treasured tasks that she took on was pioneering the prayer chaplain program that we have here. So we have you to thank for that. And then for the past 15 years, she has been teaching and spiritually counseling people, and also from time to time coming to grace us with her presence. So thank you so much for being here today. We look forward to your message.
My goodness, thank you. It's so nice to see all of you. And I first want to start with thanking Robert and Brooke. The prayer and the music, just Spirit's already given the talk through them. So let me just add some words to that, but thank you very, very much. And it's been such a long time since I've been here, so I also want to thank Reverend Sue for giving me this opportunity. And I know it's been years other than coming here to listen to people sing. And just from the outside in, I know some of what you all have been going through individually and as a community. And my heart just goes out to you, especially in the pain and the suffering and the loss that I know you've experienced individually and together. Some of the grief, the unexpected deaths, the illnesses, the divorces, both personal and professional, financial challenges, the pandemic. And oh yeah, the worst thing that probably happened in my life, scary-wise, the Marshall Fire, just to name a few. And by the way, our home is fine in the Marshall Fire. Just being that close to it was scary. So I thought with all of that suffering and challenges and stuff, what I'd really wanted to do today, with Spirit's help hopefully, is to give us a message that can empower us all to move towards brighter days. So you with me on that? To move a little bit towards brighter days. And of course, we can't control all the circumstances outside of us, but hopefully you'll hear something today that will help empower you. And those of you who know me know that my absolute favorite is the mystics. And many people say, oh, the mystics are just a bunch of esoteric old men and women. They have no application to our world today. I hope I will change your opinion of that by the time I get through, because I think they're going to hit us right between the eyes and in the heart to have us open up. So they're who I really want to share. So after 3.5 years of COVID, and we were pretty isolated, I want to focus not on the COVID virus. I want to focus on what Hafez, one of my favorite mystics, calls the happy virus. How can we catch and how can we spread more of the happy virus? I don't know about you all, but I too often find myself tempted to live in the misery virus, not the happy virus. So if you can relate to that like I can and try to take a few steps towards happiness, let's go. What is the happy virus? First of all, let me tell you what it's not. The happy virus has nothing to do with rah, giddy, external Disney World kind of stuff. Believe me, I'm all for that, but that's not what we're talking about. The happy virus, in spiritual terms, is internal happiness, a totally unshakable peace, a sweet, enduring, oh my goodness, a sweet, enduring contentment, no matter what in life. And I don't know about you, those are probably my two biggest goals. To have Spirit teach me how to be content, how to be peaceful. Because when I'm content and peaceful, I can be more loving pretty easily. So that's what we're looking for, and my talk today is going to be based on how we can do that by simply living our connection with the divine. This is inherent in who God is. As we've heard in the songs and in Brooke's prayer, God is love. And because we're created in that same love, that's also our essence. So if we just live that essence, I know, easier said than done, but if we live, not if, as we live that essence, we can spread that happy virus, make ourselves happy, and people around us as well. I'm going to start with a simple message from Hafez. Bonnie, if we could please have this first quote. Hafez, what is the sign of someone who knows God? Ever wonder that? My dear, they have dropped the knife. Someone who knows God has dropped the cruel knife that most so often use upon their tender self and others. We talk all the time in church and in our lives about being spiritual and blah, blah, blah. Here is a voice of wisdom from the ages telling us, how do we know? How do we know someone who knows God? And Hafez's answer is, a person who knows God has dropped the knife. They have stopped being so cruel to themselves and other people. So my wonderful husband made me a visual. Drop the knife, that's what we're doing. I don't know about you, but that quote busts me. Totally busts me, because I can be cruel to myself, I can be cruel to other people. And I find that teaching so powerful. That's going to be the foundation for my whole talk. But before I dive into the stuff, serious stuff, I want to start with a little humor. Bonnie, could we have the picture? This is my family's coat of arms. My maiden name is Kilpatrick, and kill, by the way, means church. It doesn't mean kill. But in this case, I kid you not, this is our coat of arms, and it's a big, gigantic dagger with blood dripping down it, and the words are, I make sure. Now, let me tell you this, it's really funny. My dad was a surgeon. And he used to have this big framed thing in his office. I make sure. I'm like, Dad, now having unfortunately had to have surgeons since then working on me, I think it's appropriate for a surgeon to make sure that they're going to take care of me and you if you happen to need surgery. But that is the opposite of my friends of what we're talking about here. We want to drop the knife. I just want to start it with a little humor so we can be buttered up for the big spiritual teachings that are coming. So I'm going to start with this next one with Charles Fillmore. Charles Fillmore, as you all know, is one of the co-founders of Unity. And I just gave you a quote from Hafez, who lived 700 years ago, and he's a Sufi, and you might think, you can marginalize him. Can't marginalize Charles Fillmore. And he says the exact same thing. If I have found God, I must demonstrate God. Isn't that exactly what Hafez said? If I have found God, I have to demonstrate God. God is love, and we become loving by permitting that which God is to find expression in our words and actions. Open the floodgates of your love nature. That is Charles Fillmore. This is a Unity church. This is his basic teaching. We are the expressions of God's love. And if we're going to claim to know God, it's time to get rid of the lip service and all of the mental, I'm so holy and I'm so this. Forget about it. To be holy is to drop the knife. To know God is to be loving. Okay? I didn't say perfectly, but this is the goal that we're on. So there's absolutely no room for this dagger. Whether your name is Kilpatrick or not, there's no room for that if we're going to demonstrate God. So I'm about to share some of the real ways that we can do this, and I've learned from giving talks that it's really important to clarify. So I want to start with 3 caveats. The things that Fillmore and Hafez and Rumi and the other people I'm quoting are saying, it's not meant to be mental candy. This is not intellectual candy. This is an invitation to blossom and live as divine beings. Secondly, I'm talking about changing only ourselves. This is not for me to do this talk and then go tell my husband all the ways he has to drop the knife. I, Jean Marie, have to drop the knife. It's none of my business what he does with his. And by the way, can you all admit we all have them? We all have them. This is about me learning to drop my knives, plural, not telling someone else what to do. And the last one, and I think it's so important, we're aiming to make progress in this, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. We get so judgmental and condemnatory of ourselves, especially those of us who ought to know better, or we think we ought to know better, and we're still using the knife on ourselves and others. There is zero room for condemnation. We are working to get better, not to be perfect. And I want to quote Rumi here, because Rumi has so many gifts, but to me, one of his best gifts is teaching us how to not condemn ourselves. And so this quote from Rumi says, "Come, come, whoever you are. This is not a caravan of despair. It doesn't matter that you've broken your vow 1,000 times. Anybody ever broken their vow 1,000? I can up you 1,000,000, whatever. It doesn't matter. Jean Marie, it doesn't matter that you've been a minister for 25 years. It doesn't matter, girlfriend, that you've been a spiritual teacher for 47. And you can still pick up this knife on yourself and others, and my husband Bill gets the worst of them. It doesn't matter, girlfriend. Come back to love. You are love. Still come, and yet come again. This is not a caravan of despair. So the key question is, will we accept that invitation? Can we let God love us? Can we learn to see ourselves through God's eyes so no matter how much blood is dripping on our daggers, and we have decades of daggers behind us, maybe we were even planning daggers for this week or this afternoon. It doesn't matter how many times we think we failed. Try again. Come back to the love that you are. So if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to join me in just letting God love us, then I'm going to just invite us all to practice 3 basic, simple steps. Okay? Number 1, to drop the, and there's a million ways you can do it. These are just 3 that I like to use. The first step, the most basic step to me is to change our perspective. What I mean by perspective, every time I've picked up a knife to use on myself or someone else, before I ever picked up that knife, I had images, pictures, beliefs, thoughts, opinions in my mind why I think I have to hurt him or her or me, right? So if we can change that perspective, then we can not be so cruel. You know, you've heard the old adage, only hurting people hurt others. So every time that I've ever used this knife, what is it a guarantee of? That I'm hurting. Every time you've ever used a knife, it's only because you're hurting. And so by changing the perspective, then our job is, with God's guidance and help, of course, to find those images, beliefs, opinions, whatever, that are making us look through lenses that say, I'm not safe, I have to hurt you, or I have to hurt myself. Again, we need to learn to choose love, but the only way we can do that is by finding all of the gunk and stuff on our lens, looking through our wounded, hurting, victimized eyes. Every single time we hurt someone else or ourselves, it's a guarantee that my perspective, your perspective, is clouded over by pain or blindness or a need for revenge. Every hurtful choice we've ever made comes from our perspective. That's just the bottom line to me in spirituality. But don't take my word for it. Bonnie, can we have the Course in Miracles, please? This is a long quote, so hang in there with me. You all know the Course in Miracles, right? It's been around for 1,000,000 years. Pain is a wrong perspective. Every time I choose this knife, it's a wrong perspective. Pain is just a witness to how mistaken you are in what you think you are. Pick up the knife, go right ahead. You're just showing that you don't know who you are. Your perspective of pain is not a fact at all. Don't take my word for it. We already heard Hafez say that. We're going to hear Fillmore say it. We've heard Rumi say it. We're hearing Course in Miracles say it. There is no form it takes that will not disappear if seen aright. Oh, but I'm really hurting. You may be. But if you change your perspective, if I change my perspective, that hurt will lessen. It might not just go away. This isn't magic fairy dust. This isn't drugs. This is work. This is being a spiritual disciple and working our way into our holiness and our demonstration. The world you see merely represents your thoughts. Your thoughts represent your perspective. Your world will change entirely as you just change your mind and choose the joy of God as what you really want. No, I want pain, I want pain, I want pain. No, what I really want is the joy of God. Yourself, your true self is radiant in that holy joy forever. And then it continues. In pain, now, you can all admit to yourselves where you've had a painful perspective or felt pain. In pain, does fear appear to triumph over love? You ever felt that way? And the world becomes a cruel and bitter place where only sorrow rules. Have you ever felt that? Just turn on the TV, for God's sakes, let alone know what's happening in your life and your friends. When I look through the eyes of pain, my wounded ego, to use the Course in Miracles term, the world is a cruel and bitter place. I'm a victim. Sorrow rules. Just give it up. And in my pain, I'm going to hurt myself and I'm going to hurt other people. Lay down your arms. Drop the knife. Lay down all thoughts of danger. Lay down all thoughts of fear. That's a dagger that we use against ourselves. Fear. Let no attack enter with you. Well, you could just put the whole rest of the Course in Miracles away and just use those 6 words. Let no attack enter with you. When you come into a room, when you go to a job, when you're with your kid, when you're with your spouse, are you coming with your dagger? Or are you coming with an open, soft, pure heart? Course in Miracles says, don't bring attack with you. Lay down the cruel sword of judgment that you hold against your throat and others. And when you drop that knife, you will understand that the joy of God is yours. We, my friends, are free to choose. We can choose our joy or we can choose our pain. And if you've got this, you've just chosen pain. If you've got love, you've chosen joy. We can choose the peace of God instead of conflict. And that's from the workbook, lesson 190. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. That is a really gigantically fabulous lesson. But I don't know about you, I'd say, whoa, Nellie, just like getting busted by Hafez and busted by, I call him Chucky Baby, Charles Fillmore. We go way back. Chucky Baby really can nail me right there. He's the Missouri mystic. Most of us, in that quote, we get too often lost in our pain perspectives. Let me tell you my story. Most of us are walking around with the baggage of personal grievance stories about I, they, he did me wrong. Life stinks. They use much bigger words than that. Life stinks. I'm a victim. The world's a mess. And if I'm a mess, that may be true, but it's not my fault, and there's not a darn thing I can do about it. So just get out of the way of my dagger. We live in those stories. We tend to be friends with people who build those stories up. That's not a spiritual friend, that's an ego friend. Spiritual friends speak the truth to one another in love. And that's what Chucky Baby and Rumi and Hafez. My husband always says he's so glad that all these men are dead because he's very threatened by them. But from this painful perspective of, oh, life stinks and it's just terrible and it's cruel and it's bitter and it's all that stuff, no one understands the pain I'm in. From that perspective, can you see, of course I'm wielding the knife. Of course I feel powerless. Of course I have to find some way to protect myself. But that's only because I don't know yet a better way. Or if I do know a better way, I'm not yet able to choose that in the heat of that moment. Again, Rumi, it doesn't matter, Jean Marie, how many times you failed. Come back to love. And the same is true with you, my friends. We can learn to choose our joy instead of pain. We can learn to try to do that, or at least be willing to try to do that. Okay, so step 1, change your perspective. Step 2, to do that, we need to monitor and change our thoughts. Our thoughts need redirection all the time. Where are we focusing? Are we focusing on the love, on spirit, or are we focusing on the hurt? And again, if we're focusing on hurt, we're stuck in delusions. Again, look at our pictures. Recognize where our perspectives went off the rails. And I want to give you an example with something I think we're all too familiar with. I certainly am, resentment. Has anybody in here ever resented anything or anyone? Okay, so let's use these truths on that. Have you ever resented someone? I think I got a resounding yes. When you're resenting somebody, have you ever lashed out at them or got angry or withheld affection or gratitude? Sometimes people don't even recognize when somebody else walks in the room. People we live with. That's how cold we can be to people out of resentment, or we hold a grudge, or we're not going to speak with them. Indifference to me is one of the hardest, most cruel forms of resentment. But what about you? I can resent with the best of them. That is a cruel, cruel knife. But I don't know if you remember Chuck Pyle, the singer. He used to come here. And he had a song, and it said, resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for someone else to die. So if I resent you, Kathy, I'm drinking the poison and I'm waiting for you to die. Guess what? She's not going to die, but I will because of my resentment. Resentment's just dumb. It's just, of course, not spiritually sound, but it's just psychologically dumb. So the bottom line with the second one, love is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Dropping the knife is a choice. And how do we do that? More mystics to the rescue. Can we have St. Francis, please? St. Francis, joy is the greatest cleanser. It's the greatest testimony to our faith. My beloved master, do you have a final instruction? Drum roll, please. And God replied, a kind face is a precious gift. A kind face is a precious gift. Can you have a kind face? Of course you can. Will you choose to have a kind face? I don't know. So let's go back to Rumi. How can we do this in relationships? Hope this will get a few good laughs. This is Rumi, an old-time mystic from 800 years ago. He could be doing marriage counseling. Here's a relationship booster that is guaranteed to work. Every time your spouse or lover says something stupid, make your eyes light up as if you just heard something brilliant. Don't tell me mystics are dusty old esoteric nonsense. I'm telling you, I could use this in my marriage counseling. Forget my marriage counseling. I could use this in my marriage. Every time we hear something that we have a judgment about, instead of going, we could make our eyes light up with gratitude and appreciation. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. We ought to see through our eyes of love, not these grievance stories. I'm going to up the ante with Hafez. We on a roll? You got a few things you can work on? Okay. Hafez, admit something. Everyone you see, you're saying to them, love me. Of course you don't say this out loud, otherwise someone would call the cops. Still though, think about this great pull in us to connect. Why not become the one who lives with a full moon in each eye? That's always saying, with that sweet moon language, what every other eye in the world is dying to hear. What is everyone dying to hear? That we love them, we see them, we value them, we bless them, just like we said to our kids. We deserve that, not just the little cute kids, we all deserve that. There's absolutely no way I can wield this knife when I am living that appreciation. If it's true, I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, what Hafez is saying, that you and I all day long are just saying, somebody please love me, somebody tell me I'm okay, somebody tell me that I matter. If that's really at the heart of what's coming forth, at least from the human part of us, we get to answer that love. We get to be the love that all those people are calling for. The problem is they don't always call for it in the nicest of terms. Sometimes they're you're just really looking for love, like Course in Miracles. There's only love and call for love. So that's what we're doing with Hafez. A powerful demonstration of God is simply having that kind face, simply answering somebody's call for love. Okay. Can you take a breath? You have lots of ways you can drop that knife. By a kind face, a smile. A smile is probably one of the most advanced spiritual practices ever. A true smile, not a and then go around and hate them. A real smile. So if we can do that, if we can do what Hafez says, look what we can do. Drop the knife. Do you hear that sound? I hear hundreds. I know I've probably got thousands right here. Maybe it's thousands of knives we can drop. As we do this, we can drop that knife. And I have one last quote to close with. It's Hafez. If we drop the knife, this is what we're doing. So beautiful. It happens all the time in heaven, and someday it's going to happen right here, hopefully right now. That men and women who are married, men and men who are lovers, women and women who give each other light, often will get down on their knees, and while so tenderly holding their lover's hand, with tears in their eyes, they will sincerely speak, saying, "My dear, how can I be more kind? My dear, how can I be more loving to you?" Can you imagine how many knives would drop if every person in your life, every person in my life, we would have this attitude, "My dear, how can I be more loving to you? How can I be more kind?" And I don't mean just to the babies and the grandbabies and the puppies and the kittens and the sunsets and the hiking trails and the margaritas. I don't mean all that. That's great. Those are pretty hard not to love. I'm talking about the people in your life that you see every day, the people who may drive you crazy, the people who may light up your world, but you're hurting. Every single moment of every single day, we have a choice to drop the knife and choose the love of God. So I hope you'll join me in choosing to be those channels.
So you already know this song, but my friend Faith Rivera changed it a little bit, and then so did I. But it's basically the same song. This love and light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This love and light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Said this love and light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, 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 shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere that I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine. Woo. Shine, 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 shine. Oh yeah, it's the rock version. This love and light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this love and light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm saying this love and light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, shine, woo. Shine, 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 shine. I'm gonna let it shine, shine.
Well, Robert, as usual, you had us all on our feet. And Jean Marie as well. Thank you both so much for gracing us with your presence today. It has enriched us greatly. Let's say our purpose statement together. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And there are many ways that each of us can do that and that we can do that collectively. One of the ways that at this time in our service that we're focused on is the financial support so that we can keep bringing special people into our circle to join us and so that we can keep all the prosaic things, lights on, air conditioning working, those kinds of important things. And so there's a chance now, for you, if you would like to offer your love offering or tithe today, you can do that during the service. And then as you can see in your weekly update, there are other ways to give as well. So let's say our offering blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And as we are passing the offering bags, let's give a wave to our online viewers. Hello there, out in digital world. We're glad you're here with us. And hopefully you'll be here with us in 3D at some point. We have some big events coming up, so let me jump into those. Oktoberfest, thanks to, under the strong leadership of Linda Hurst, Oktoberfest is, I know there are a lot of people helping. I'm terribly aware of that, and Linda is still spearheading it, so we thank you so much. We have some amazing donations. We have some fantastic volunteers that are stepping up, and today after service, I'll have my laptop in Foss Hall. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, I'm not giving you any excuse to leave here today without doing that. So I'll have my laptop in there. And this is something that we are all really looking forward to. If you have any questions, check your weekly update. There's a lot of detail in there. And then Linda, would you just wave your hand so people know who you are? You can look for Linda if you have questions. Thank you. And I didn't even say the date, September 16th. It's Oktoberfest in September. Just figure it out. Today, as Jeannie said at the beginning, everyone is invited to our ice cream social to celebrate back to school. The children probably have a slightly different take on that than the parents do, but we're all going to be celebrating. And we do have, just a little side note, we have some dairy-free alternatives, and it was hard to find them, so if you're not actually dairy-free, if you could leave that for our friends who are, that would be very helpful. Thank you. Our fall book study is coming very quickly, and the registration sheets are out in the foyer, and also you can register online. So if you want to do that with me also in Foss Hall, you can do that. The sheets that are out have been updated as of 8:59 this morning. So you'll see that there, and there are several new additions. So they're in weekly order, like Sunday, Monday, so on, through the week. So if you looked before and didn't find a time and a place that worked for you, please look again, because there are 3 or 4 new offerings for that. So we are very, very grateful for all of the facilitators who have stepped up for this. This is a very strong community building event for us. And of course, then there's the spiritual learning as well that goes with that. So take a look in the foyer for that. And prayer chaplains, thank you, Brooke, for stepping in today. Brooke very willingly stepped up. And who are our prayer chaplains for today? Lydia, and Betsy. Thank you so much. They will be available to you for prayer support, for needs or celebrations. And we are loving, we've been really lively in recent weeks and staying in here and chatting a lot. And I'm going to gently invite you to step out so they can hear themselves think. But we're so grateful for our prayer chaplains. Thank you so much. And we know where that started. Today, having heard from Jean Marie. Thank you. All right, let's sing our peace song together. Bill's going to help us out with this.
Thanks, Bill. La da 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 la 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 la.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen.
I love myself so much. I can love you so much. But you can love you so much. You can strongly love me. Yeah, I love myself so much. I can love you so much. But you can love you so much. You can strongly